Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about the Java naming convention. So in this topic, before moving towards the Java naming convention, I would like to say about the Java tokens. The first thing is that what are the Java tokens? As in this diagram, it shows there are different types of Java tokens. So first one is comments, second one is identifier, third one is keywords, then the separator, fourth one, fifth one is the operators, and the sixth one the literals. You are very familiar with all these tokens. Why I'm discussing all these tokens? Because we are mainly concerned with the identifiers over here. So we say that we are using identifier or we having an identifier in the Java language. So what are the different Java identifiers are here? So there are seven types of Java identifiers. So packages, class, interfaces, enums, annotations, variables, methods. So all these identifiers are identified by unique name. So that's why they are called identifier. For an example, we human beings are identified by the name. Each and everybody is having some name. So if we want to communicate or we want to call somebody, we always use the identifier that is nothing but the name in the case of human being. Similarly, in the case of Java language, we need identifiers for calling or identifying classes, packages, interfaces, variables. Already we have seen the variables, how to declare, how to give the name to the variable. So all these things are very important, and particularly till time we never used the naming convention that in that standard way. So we'll try to understand in this tutorial how to keep the standard naming convention to the Java identifiers. So try to understand, we have given the name to the class like a class A, class B, class C, or class student. Okay, so those are the as per the requirement the names given by us. But here I'm going to tell you about the standard ways that is actually followed in the industry or that must be followed in any project. Okay, so this diagram clearly says that there are seven identifiers in the Java language, and we have to name them in standard way. Now moving towards next thing is that apart from the identifiers, we are having keywords, separators, operators, and letters. I'm not going to talk about all these things because we mainly concerned with the identifiers in this tutorial. Okay, so I've just prepared one program for you. Before moving to the program, I would like to say a few examples. So okay, see over here. So this is the actually the rules. So what is the rule for the packages? So packages, actually we have written the packages like this. So all the cases of package name must be lowercase. So see over here, package name is always written in lowercase. So to just follow this rule, just don't bother about the other content of this slide. So every time you have to keep in your mind that whenever I'm going to write any package, I have to write in the lowercase. All the cases should be lower. See over here in this example, can you find any uppercase? No, there is all the alphabets are in lowercase itself. Okay, so the first rule is what? Package name always written in the lowercase. That is, just keep this in the mind. I'll tell about the other things written over here as the we move to the next topic. Next rule is that classes. So now we have given the name to the classes very often, but we never bother about the how to give the name to the classes and what naming convention we should follow. Okay, we randomly given the name like an A, class B, or class addition, class subtraction, class student, all that. Okay, So as per the rule, class name should be noun. Okay. And if it is mixed case, the first letter of each internal word capitalized. Okay, what it is saying, in mixed cases means, see over here, this is the mixed case. Okay, so mixed cases, first letter is what? Capital. This I is capital, then subsequent letter is what? Subsequent words letter is what? S is capital. If you're having n number of words in the class name, each initial word must be capital letter. In this case is what? Image spider. Here only one letter is there, that's why it is what? Only capitalized R. Here two words are there, image and spirit. That's why I from the image is capitalized and S from the spirit is capitalized. Means hereafter, whenever you are going to write the class name, you have to follow these rules. What? The first class name always start with the what? First letter should be uppercase, and then the subsequent words later. If you are using multiple words like ty student, okay, so ty is what? One word and student is another word. So t must be capital and from the student s must be capital. Next is moving to the interfaces. So interfaces follow the same rule as a classes. Class follows same. Just I have told you that here is the same. It's one name given to the interface, that is what? Raster delegates. So R is capital, D is capital. Okay, so the two words, each word initial letter is uppercase. Okay, here interface storing one word only, that's why S is capital. Okay. So same rule for the classes and interfaces. You don't have to bother about the things. Okay. Then after method. So we also implement declare the method inside the classes, different classes. So method always start with the lowercase. But see in the first example, run, R is lowercase. In the second example, there are two words, run and fast. So run is first letter is lowercase, but any subsequent word must starts with the uppercase. Okay, so if we are run faster fast, that's why it is run is what? Lowercase, and fast is what? Uppercase. So see, the rule is what it's saying, method should be verb. Okay, so obviously methods means it's not need not to be a verb. Okay, but if you are uh, doing some standardization, then you should follow this, but this is not compulsory. In mixed cases, with the first letter lowercase and with the first letter of each internal word capitalized. Okay, so what it's saying, first word should be lowercase, and then the subsequent word must start with the capital letter. Okay, then the variable, actually variable and methods follow the same rule. Okay, so int I, int j, but here my width. Okay, so my is one word and width is another word. So m is small letter, and any subsequent word, width or anything else, must start with the uppercase. Okay, later. So two things are there. We know that the special symbols are not allowed in the variable name and all that, but two special symbols are allowed, that is what? Underscore and dollar, but both should not be at initial position, I think so. Okay, right. So both should not start with the underscore or dollar sign, but they can be included in the name. And the constants. So constants are always written in the uppercase only. Okay, that is the good habit, to write the constant in upper letter. So all these rules are not mandatory, but it is good practice to follow this. Means if your code, if somebody is reading your code, And if you're following, if you're not using these rules and you are doing using your own naming convention to write the program, that naming convention may not be understood by the reader. Okay, so these are the standard naming convention followed by the programmers from the all over world. We always try to follow these rules so that your code will be readable, more readable and understandable for the other person. Okay, so I have prepared one example over here. Okay, so I have used this online compiler, so don't bother about this compiler and all that. Okay, just try to understand the code, how I written the code. Okay, this is the code. I have declared the class. Just we have seen that class name must start with what? Capital. Okay. Okay. So this class is what? Test class. So first letter is test. Okay. Suppose if I want to add another word to the this class name, that is demo. So what I'm doing, my starting letter of D demo is what? Capital, uppercase. So this is the rule. What the rule is saying, each and every word from the class name must start with the uppercase. Okay, so first word test is what? Having a T capital. The second demo, T is capital. Okay, suppose if there is another word, test demo first. That first should be what then again? Like this. It's okay. So any additional word must start with the uppercase. That's it. Okay, you must have understood with this example. Okay, I'm keeping the same one as a test because I have written the code in and saved as a test.java. Okay, again we see over here. So these are what? Variable names. I have used what? Lower cases. Okay, suppose I want to make change to this variable name. For num1, I would like to say something like this, num on. So what is the rule says what? For the variable, first word should be start with the lowercase and the subsequent letter or then after any word is there, you have to start with the uppercase. So that's why I have written what? This O. Sorry. This O as in what? Capital or uppercase. Okay. Similarly, I want to change this as in what? 2. T-W-O. Right? So this is how we have to follow the rule. Okay. If one word is there, don't have to bother about that. That is lowercase. If more than one word you are using as a variable name, then your second word must be what? Uppercase. That's it. In this case, O and T are uppercase. Okay. So I'm making the changes undo. So my program can be run. Okay. So you must have observed this. We have so many times written this string word as an and S, particularly this S in a small case. So what is the outcome of this is what? Compilation, because compiler is unable to figure out that the small means letter starting from the small s as in string is an inbuilt API or inbuilt string. So, okay, so string is in what? A class. Okay, so that's why this S is what? Class, capital letter. Okay, class name as a capital letter. So all these rules are followed by the whom? All the package developers or API developers. For the normal coder, it is not mandatory. What I'm saying, it is not mandatory to follow these rules. If you're not following these rules, still your program is going to run. Nothing is no error is going to be there. So, but from the industry point of view, from the standardization point of view, from the readability point of view, from the understanding point of view, you have to follow all these rules. So, okay. If I'm running this program, so outcome is coming over here. Okay, there is an error. file name is different. Let me write the proper file name. Java test.java. It's slow because of it's actually online. Then Java test so it's showing the output addition of num1 and num2 is 20. So, okay, so that's it from this tutorial. Okay, we'll see in the next tutorial with the new points.